Hello, I'm Allison Webster. I conducted my research on the therapeutic effects of virtual canines for my independent study this semester. Prior to conducting this study, my supervisor and I looked through previous research. We gathered research on the usefulness of telehealth and animal-assisted therapy on mental health, as well as the many healing benefits of pet therapy. Previous research also suggested real animals compared to stuffed animals were more effective in reducing anxiety because it distracted from anxiety-provoking stimuli more. With previous research suggesting telehealth and animal-assisted therapy were more beneficial to mental health, we decided to look into virtual animal therapy to see if it provided the same benefits. Along with that, we examined if the canine being leashed or unleashed was more beneficial in distracting from anxiety-provoking stimuli. For our hypothesis, we predicted virtual animal therapy would have overall positive impacts on mental health, regardless of the condition. However, we predicted based on previous research, the unleashed canine would succeed more in helping to improve mental health because it would be more distracting and unpredictable. For our methods, we recruited participants via email. In the email, the participants were sent links to our fully online study. Once the participant clicked the link, they were then asked to review and sign our informed consent. Next, they were asked to respond to statements from the Positive and Negative Effect Scale, PANAS, and the State Trait Anxiety Inventory, STAI. The PANAS was used to assess mood, and the STAI was used to assess anxiety levels. The participants were then randomly assigned to watch a 5-minute video of our canine leashed or unleashed. Throughout the video, the canine was being pet, scratched, and played with. The video was taken in first person with little talking, therefore the participant could potentially envision themselves as the person in the video. Finally, the participants were reassessed based on the Positive and Negative Effect Scale and the State Trait Anxiety Inventory. These are pictures of Roxy. She is a canine we used for this research. These are images of her leashed and unleashed directly from the videos used in the study. Overall, most of our results contain significance. All results with significance have an asterisk next to them. In all the graphs, the darker blue is the pre-test mean scores and the lighter blue is the post-test mean scores. The first graph compared anxiety scores. On the x-axis, we have both the leashed and unleashed conditions. On the y-axis, we have the participants' anxiety scores based on the State Trait Anxiety Inventory. The lower the score, the more anxiety the participant was experiencing based on the way we analyzed our scores. Therefore, regarding anxiety scores, we noticed significant improvements between both conditions. Next, we broke up the Positive and Negative Effect Scale into two parts, based on positive moods and negative moods. This is shown in graphs 2 and 3. In graph 2, we analyzed positive mood scores. The lower the score, the more positive moods the participant was experiencing. On the x-axis are the leashed and unleashed conditions. On the y-axis are the scores based on the Positive and Negative Effect Scale. Based on these values, positive moods improved significantly only in the unleashed condition. Based on graph 3, we noticed significant improvements in negative moods in both the leashed and unleashed conditions. The higher the score, the less negative moods the participant was experiencing. The x-axis is the conditions, and the y-axis is the scores based on the Positive and Negative Effect Scale. In conclusion, we can gather from this data, virtual canine therapy really works. The hypothesis was somewhat supported by the results in a way that there was anxiety and mood improvements throughout both conditions. When comparing anxiety scores between the two conditions, the unleashed condition yielded more significant improvements than the leashed, suggesting, like the hypothesis stated, the unpredictability of the unleashed canine may improve anxiety more. In comparing mood scores between the two conditions, we noticed positive moods increased at a higher rate in the unleashed condition compared to the leashed. This suggests unleashed canines are more beneficial in promoting positive moods. In the negative moods, both conditions yielded improvements. This suggests the mere presence of the canine can improve negative moods, leashed or unleashed. For future research, we suggest to address if other animals are effective in virtual animal therapy, as well as conducting this experiment in person and taking cortisol levels as a physiological stress assessment.